This is the active shooting that just happened in North Carolina. You know about this? Happened over the weekend, Thursday, Friday?
Literally, right before we got on the call, got my Google News, and it was in there, but I don't know. But I know that there was 8 people that were shot or something, but that's all I know. 5 dead. Okay. A
couple more wounded. All right, let's see.
He's wearing a white kid ran out here with a shotgun. He shot somebody.
Chilling 911 calls offer new details from residents during a mass shooting that unfolded Thursday in a Raleigh, North Carolina neighborhood. 5 people were killed, including an off-duty Raleigh police officer on his way to work. 2 people were also injured during the shooting.
An officer was shot? Yeah, he's an off-duty cop. I keep trying to say he works for Raleigh.
We heard some shots outside, and I looked out my window, and the neighbor is on the ground, I think.
Another caller telling dispatch they saw a kid shoot someone, then run back in the woods. The 5 victims identified range in age from 16 years old to 52 years old. Those living in the area express how heartbreaking this is to the community.
I have teenagers myself, and it's a tragedy at any point in time. It's tragic for the families, though, that are suffering right now.
As for the shooting suspect, the 15-year-old male is in custody, according to the Raleigh Police Department. So far, his identity has not been released, but prosecutors say they intend to charge him as an adult.
So a 15-year-old just walks out of the woods
in
a neighborhood, not in Canada.
No, in camo.
In camo, with a shotgun, and just like wildly opens fire in the neighborhood. You know, it's scary because was it Friday night? In our neighborhood, I guess like one of the neighbors, somebody just started popping some rounds in the field at like 10:30 at night.
Well, we don't know where it was, but there was 2 gunshots, right? Pop, pop. This was at like 10:15 on Friday night. And then, so somebody called the cops, was like, somebody's shooting. So then the cops came out, and then just as they got here, another 5 pop, 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 pop. And they shared their Ring video, which was like, you could hear it clear as day. Because I was like, maybe it wasn't. Maybe sometimes people shoot fireworks. I'm like, no, those are gunshots.
Yeah, they're definitely gunshots.
And then you hear the cop sirens, whoop, whoop.
And the cop like talking on the loudspeaker.
On the loudspeaker, and you can like hear it clear as day. So he's telling them to drop their weapon. So, and then there was another 2 pop, pop. And then that was it. That's all we heard. It wasn't on the scanner page. It wasn't. So I don't know what the heck happened. They said it was right here on Crosby. So I don't know. Really weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. So what would you do in this situation? Like the kids are outside playing. You're doing your gardening, which you love to do. And all of a sudden somebody just has a gun and they just open fire on the neighborhood. Like what would you do in that situation?
You know, like I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, whether you want to hear it or not. Sometimes there's just not a lot that you can do. I mean, it just is what it is. Maybe you know, carry all the time outside when you're doing yard work. I mean, let's be honest. Do you?
No, not all the time. Like when we were moving the big trees and stuff, like that would be pretty uncomfortable.
Sometimes you do because you're just ready. But then other times it's like, I'm like, Ryan, come get this thing.
I actually screwed up today when I went to Publix.
Oh.
I drove to Publix. I got out, and as I'm walking in, I was like, I don't have a gun right now.
How? When was the last time that's happened?
I can't even remember the last time that happened. But I was like, oh my God, I'm already here. Like, I'm just going to go real quick.
Let me ask you this, because this is equally important. Did you have underwear on?
I did have underwear on when I went to Publix.
Okay, well, at least you had underwear on. No, but really, so you were a sheep today at Publix.
No, okay, here's what happened.
This is what you're thinking. This is the frickin' day. This is the frickin' day. I
know?
carry relentlessly for 12 years every single day, and this is the day I'm going to get caught.
This is the inner, like, voice in my head. This is what it sounds like. I was like, I'm walking up, right? And I'm like, oh,
is this how you walk?
This is how I walk. It's a power walk. I'm walking in, and I'm like, oh, shit. You don't have a gun. I guess I'm just going to have to poke that dude in the eye. There's an active shooter. Boop. Can't freaking shoot me if you're blind.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, yeah. But like in this situation, there are just some things, like, listen, I go out and I'm like, My
fear is my boys are always, like, playing somewhere in the neighborhood, okay? Playing in the field, playing in the forest. Mm-hmm. Like, you got a shooter that comes out like this, and they're going berserk. Now, me, you, and Paisley are in the house because we don't really leave the house much. But the boys are like out in some random field.
Yeah.
There's not a chance in hell I'm just going to hide and say, hopefully the boys make it.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that. But like, I'm not saying like you're not going to do anything. But what I'm saying is like, if I'm tending to my hibiscus flowers in the front yard, spraying it with fungus again, and some dude walks up with a shotgun, I mean, I just look up in Jesus and say, all right, take me home. Like, I'm just saying there's some
What's
things.
the cool, like, catchphrase you're going to say
I don't
before
know.
you die?
I don't have a cool catchphrase. I don't have anything cool. What I'm just saying is, like, some things, because I know what you're going to say, like, how could this situation be avoided? And, like, there's just, I mean, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Some dude walks up to you while you're in the freaking driveway. Like, I don't even know if I had a firearm on me. He's walking up, you know, already drawn with a shotgun in your face. I mean, what are you going to do? There's not a lot you can do. It's just a sad situation. But what's the story with this 15-year-old? Like, what?
I'm curious now, as this time goes on, we're going to learn more and more about this kid.
Yeah, and
we're gonna see
why
lots of
did
warning
he have
flags.
access to
But
a firearm?
They're all going to blame the gun. They're going to blame gun owners. They're going to file a $1 billion lawsuit against whichever firearm manufacturer it was. Remington, Mossberg, whatever.